Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Broke Watch Fanatic coming at you with another video. Right off the top, I just want to say that I'm not a vintage watch guy. I'm all about new everything, new models, new movement, new bracelet, new cases. I just like how modern watches are just sturdier and better built with improved technology. I don't want to have to worry about being too rough with a vintage watch, or worrying about its water resistance or subjecting it to everyday bumps and normal shock, because let's face it, older watches are just frail. They need more TLC, but this watch that I borrowed from my dad, a Rolex Datejust reference 16233, has a certain charm about it. And maybe that's why people are interested in vintage watches. They think about what that watch has gone through, the times it lived through, the people who've owned it before them, and what experiences they've gone through with that watch. This one comes with a fluted bezel, Jubilee bracelet, a champagne colored dial with diamond set hour markers in a two-tone setting, and I was fortunate to have gotten some first-hand experience with it. So if you've seen my Datejust comparison video, I now have some hands-on experience with a 5-digit and a 6-digit Datejust. This one, obviously being older, has the older style clasp with 7 micro adjustments. That's a lot of adjustments if you ask me, and not only are there 7 adjustments, the first 4 are closely spaced apart while the next 3 are a little bit further apart than the others. So how's that for getting the perfect fit? Obviously, Rolex doesn't do this anymore, and I think the only reason they stopped is because clasps just look better and refined if the holes are hidden. The center links on the bracelet are hollow, and given the age of the watch, it's safe to say that it has been stretched over time, as you can see. But I do think a little bit of stretch adds to the comfort of how it conforms around your wrist. The watch is still running great, with Rolex's standard of plus or minus 2 seconds per day. Looking at the dial on this 36mm Datejust, it has a sunburst champagne dial that is subtle in low light conditions but really pops under the sun in a quintessential Rolex fashion. It still has a nice presence to it with that yellow gold, and you know it's a Rolex from afar with that signature date magnifier. I don't know about you, but growing up, this exact configuration was what all the old men were wearing, and I say old men very lightly. Furthermore, the diamond set indices has some nice flair to it without being overwhelmingly flashy. And that's another thing I noticed about Rolex. They have a way of making these watches shine at just the right amount so as to not look ostentatious. I personally would have preferred stick indices, but it's a nice change if you want your indices to stand out more. The yellow gold fluted bezel still shines brightly, and although I'm not sure what year this was produced, I'm sure I can look up the serial number, but you have to admit that this design will always be timeless and a classic. It's no surprise that Rolex doesn't stray too far away from its DNA. I mean, the 116234 in my comparison video was 16 years old, and so this Datejust is definitely older than that. So after wearing this for some time, I gotta admit, I'm starting to like two-tone, or even a full yellow gold watch if I can ever afford one. It's obviously not gonna be as versatile as a stainless steel model, but when the occasion calls for it, I'll be glad to have this in my collection. Have I turned into one of those old men now? Anyways, until next time, take care everyone.